Fashion has been a part of society for centuries, and so has practicality. Let's take a look at the early 1900s fashion in the small town of Fall Creek, Wisconsin.
Men didn't wear a large selection of clothes. In the early 1900s, as we all know, World War II was going on. World War II, fabric rations limited cloth to make suits, but not by style. At a special event, men would wear a dark suit and a white shirt with a tie. If a man was attending something that wasn't a special event, boots and blue jeans were acceptable. Black and brown would be the main tie colors. Black, gray, or brown were the suit colors. Jeans were popular for a work-type situation. The outfits were dependent on your background. For example, a farmer would wear nice jeans and a nice shirt with no suit.
Men's suits were made to create the illusion of a large torso. They had wide, padded shoulders with tapering sleeves. Trouser pants were creased and cuffed. Again, the basic outfit was blue jeans and boots. When buttoned, the suit jacket would create a V-shape to enhance broad shoulders. Men basically had high-waisted pants in the 1930s. They weren't jeans, but trousers. Dress shirts weren't much different than they are today.
In the 1920s, women wore something called flapper dresses. The church didn't well approve of these flapper dresses the women wore. The reasoning for the church not approving of the flapper dresses is that they were short. The dresses showed their shoulders and their chest. They were tight dresses that came to around the knee, and they usually had tassels around the bottom and were cut with a V-neck. Along with that, they wore a tight band around their heads with some ornament such as a feather attached to it. You probably wouldn't see the flappers in Fall Creek.
In the 1930s, the Great Depression struck. The Great Depression was when the stock market crashed. This meant that many people lost money, and they would also have to buy clothes with it. The parents would have made clothes out of flour sacks or use older clothes to sew into something new. We met a woman who remembers when she would go pick out her grain sacks because she wanted to have a good pattern for her new dress.
The zoot suit was a popular thing in the 1940s for men to wear, but you wouldn't really see it in Fall Creek. Blue jeans and boots were a big fashion trend for men. To this day, we still see men wearing blue jeans and boots. Clearly, it hasn't gone out of style, though the boots have changed a little.
Some things women would wear in the 1940s were knee-length A-line dresses, puff sleeves, patriotic colors, wide-leg, high-waisted pants, plaid A-line skirts, workwear overalls, and jeans. Those created the Rosie the Riveter look. Shoes would be peep-toe heels, loafers, Oxfords, or wedge sandals. Hats, turbans, headscarf, snood, and flower clips.
In a lot of places, they had to make nylons during World War II because of a fabric shortage and rationing. Most families couldn't afford nylons. So in America, women drew lines up the back of their legs so it would look like they were wearing nylons. But in Fall Creek, Wisconsin, the women only wore what was practical: plain dresses, short hair, and boots that lace up in the front.
In the late 1940s to the 1950s, women began wearing pants such as slacks. You would see the majority of dresses. The only women you would see wearing pants would be women in large cities or well-off, richer than most women. Other new fashion would be poodle skirts for high school girls' age and leather jackets for men.
On a daily basis, women would have dressed appropriate for what they were doing. If you lived on a farm, you might have had more like work clothes on, as opposed to if you're going to town, they would have dressed up to a certain degree. Primarily women, when they did dress up, they would wear dresses. And I want to say that it went from kind of plain colored dresses. They weren't, the colors are not going to be elaborate and bright, and maybe some of the neon colors that you would see today. Also, prints were really popular.
Solid colors were preferred over prints for most of the 1900s. A solid color showed off beads, embroidery, and ribbon decorations better than patterns. The early 1900s didn't have such bold colors as the mid and late 1900s. Early colors were mostly black, dark blue, tan, deep pink, and violet. The most common prints were stripes, polka dots, repeating geometrics, large plaid, and simple florals. Patterns were used most often in skirts, children's wear, and house decorations, such as curtains and quilts. Specific patterns such as plaids, stripes, and checks were used to make men's suits.
Fall Creek didn't have much of a dress code for anything. They just wore what was practical. In PE, they should have worn lacy bloomers. Other than that, they weren't really uniforms except for girls. They couldn't wear pants. On Sundays, they would wear their fanciest dress. The dress would usually have more color and some lace. They would also have a nice hat made by the local milliner, but they only had so many outfits. They would make dresses and skirts out of patterned flower socks. As you can see, fashion has changed so much over the decades.
And it will still be changing centuries from now.
For the better or for the worse, styles change and there's no stopping it.